the grind, and I can't get over crying over you.
What's up everyone, my name is Nux. Welcome back to another tutorial on the channel, and today I'm going to be showing you how to merge pretty much anything using spikeball traps and shooting targets. And just before we get into it, I just want to say a huge heartfelt thank you from me to everyone who's subscribed so far. I think I'm nearly on 1,000 subs now. It's amazing, I'm loving it, and thank you so much. But anyway, that's enough talking, let's get straight into it. Yeah, so anyone who's been building for a while in 76 knows that we use this pressure plate to merge two items together. But if you want to start building something like this vertibird sitting behind me here, well, then you've got to use some more advanced techniques using these spikeball traps over here, and you're going to have to work underground like you see here. So this is the mess that's going on under my vertibird. If you do want to learn how to build like this, I do have a 3-part tutorial on how to do so. I will leave a link to it in the description. But anyway, so what we're going to be covering today is more just the mechanics behind the spikeball traps and how they work. So if I look at these two workbenches here, and I take this weapons workbench, and I'm going to grab this flamethrower, and I'm just going to destroy it. And you can destroy items, some items, then merge other items into them. However, if you see here, we destroy it with a flamethrower, we go out of the build menu, we can't see anything there. But if we go back into the build menu, there's this little yellow like hitbox outline that's left, and we cannot merge an item in there because of that. As you can see, it's still going to intersect and it's not going to work. But if we take the same weapons workbench and we just put it here on the spikeball trap, and then we activate the trap, it's going to destroy the workbench, and we're in the build menu now. You can see it's destroyed the yellow outline hit marker thing as well. Now you go ahead and repair the spikeball trap, and there your merge is instantly done. So I'm just going to destroy this again. So now what if I want to merge these two workbenches together? So I'm going to take this armor workbench, I'm going to put it on the spikeball trap. Now I'm just going to grab the spikeball trap, and I'm just going to use the pressure plate to just merge down the armor workbench till it's flush with the bottom of the spikeball trap. And this is quite important just for aesthetics, and also to get certain tables, like anything that is a table surface, to get it to merge correctly. You do want to get this right. So as you can see there's still like a little gap between the spikeboard and like where the bottom of the bench ends. So I'm just going to merge it 2 more times, and there we go. That's pretty flush to the ground, so that's looking good. So we're going to go ahead and just put this down over here, and then as you can see, you can like kind of see the spikeball trap, but not really. If you're building something scrappy and immersive, which is what you should be doing if you're merging stuff like this, then it's not going to be noticeable. But I'm going to activate the trap so it completely disappears. I'm going to come and grab this weapons workbench, put it in where I want it. It looks a bit skew, so that's not, you know, we're going to just activate the spike trap again, and we're just going to slowly adjust until we have a merge that we're happy with. And as you can see, it's just going to cost you 1 wood to repair that trap each time, so it's not too bad. We're just going to adjust this 1 more time, and then there we go. So once you've got the merge looking okay and you're happy with it, like I like how that looks, I do a lot of stuff like this when I build, then you're pretty much good. I mean, you look at the trap at the bottom and you can't really see it. But what if we want to merge in this Tinker's workbench instead? It's a lot wider, the dimensions are different, and it's just not going to work because that spark trap being broken is still acting as an intersecting object there. And the best we can do is like move it to the side. That looks like shit, that looks terrible, but that's as close as we're going to get it because of that broken spikeball trap. So this is where the shooting targets come in. Now these you could claim through Amazon Prime. I don't know how many people have them, but I've seen them in lots of videos, lots of camps, and I have seen some data mined, I'm pretty sure, so I'm sure some more will come out. But pretty much what's interesting about these is the mechanics. So if you have a look at this interior from my latest truck house life build, this whole kitchen area and that little bed nook is all built and all merged together using shooting targets. The same with this desk. I'm pretty much using those little cans and to merge all of this together. And they're really nice because they're a lot more forgiving than the spikeball traps. So what you're going to do is you're just going to grab our workbench again. We're going to put this can on the ground, and we're going to put our workbench on this can. Now, I've hardly found any objects that won't place on the can, and what's more important is not the fact that it places on the can, but where you can place it, because the hitbox goes over the side quite a bit. So as you can see, you can make this can look like just a natural part of the setting. So I'm just going to merge that down. It's pretty much flush there, just behind, sort of like behind the workbench, so that when I put the can down, over here, you guys will see that it looks pretty natural. It just looks like a piece of junk can that's just been left on the ground close to the workbench. Now when I shoot this can, the entire workbench is going to disappear because we've merged those together. And now if we go into our build menu, we're just left with that tiny little intersecting part there, the yellow that you can see, and it's very forgiving. You can put a ton of objects over it or through it. If you just play around a bit, it works quite easily. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this Tinker's workbench and we're just going to bring it up close here to sort of how we want it. You can see there the barrel's already like halfway through the little broken can, and we're just gonna put it down and repair the coffee can to get our armor workbench back. And now we're just going to do some slight adjustments to get it right so that it really looks really cool. I love these two benches merged together. I think it works so nicely, especially if you just get the stuff spaced out on the tables to look natural like that. It really works well. So if I shoot this can, then my armor workbench is going to disappear, and we're just going to adjust this guy very slightly just to get it where you want it. If you do doing this, it's completely free. You don't even have to use any materials to constantly readjust and fix the shooting targets. And once we've got our merge, that's cool, but now let's take it to the next level. So we're going to grab this Tinker's workbench now, and we're going to put that on a can as well. So now we've got the armor workbench on the can, we've got the Tinker's workbench on a can. Grab this thing, merge it down so that you'll see here that I pretty much want the leg of the Tinker's workbench that's touching the floor to be in line with the bottom of the can, so it's nice and flush. See, because if these tabletops don't line up, the merge is not going to look good. So you got to mess around there a little bit, but it's not so difficult. So I'm just going to get this into position, readjust it a little bit more, and just get pretty much the same merge going that we had just now without the can. Now I'm just going to fix this can to test again, just see where my armor workbench is lying. And this takes a little bit of time, but not too bad. And there we go. So just until you guys are happy with the merge, there we go. So whatever you're merging, you mess around until you're happy with it. That looks good. Now both these objects are on shooting targets, so they're supported by these cans that just look like they're sitting on the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot this one, and I'm going to shoot the other one to destroy everything. See, this is why I just bowled, guys, because I can't even hit a can. There we go. So now we've destroyed everything by shooting both cans. And now we're going to grab a third object and put it in there. So I'm going to grab this punching bag or speedball, whatever it's called, and I'm going to go ahead and repair both of my workbenches. And as you can see, that's a complete fail. It's way too far back. It looks like shit. It's clipping through. It doesn't look like anything. So I'm just going to shoot them both again, grab this thing again, readjust it until I'm happy, keep fixing the workbenches for free, and eventually you're going to end up with your whole merge put together quite easily, and it could look something like this. I like the way this merge looks. I think that looks really cool. I mean, to me anyway, but as you know, I only build immersive and scrappy, so I love that. But the thing is, these techniques can be applied to absolutely anything, guys. Immersive builds, scrappy builds, clean builds. Your imagination is the limit. Have a look right here. This is from my Transformers build, and I've used the same techniques with the spikeball traps to merge two prefabs together. You can see the Nuka-Cola truck there and the CD shed. Now I've literally merged those two whole prefabs together just using one spikeball trap. Here's the interior. Still looks great, still works, like the whole thing works. You know, you've just got to play around, merge different things until you get something awesome. I just activated the trap there. You guys can see that whole truck has just been held by this spikeball trap, and that spikeball trap just looks like a piece of junk lying at the back in this junkyard next to the truck. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope some of you guys found this helpful. I hope some of you use it to take your building to the next level. It really did take mine to the next level. It takes some patience, but it's absolutely worth it in the end. But thanks so much for checking it out. I'll see you guys soon with more camp builds, more tutorials, more machinima. Cheers.